Hi guys, so I said last week I was going to show you the Ork Fort that I've been working on, or rather how it looks now with all the extra work I've been doing on it. So, let's take a look. Quickly, just one thing before we do that. I wanted to take a video of it, but with the setup I've got here, with everything being on arms and things, it's not really doable with how I've got it at the moment. I'm working on making that possible, but for now, we're going to have to work with photos, I'm afraid. So, let's crack on with the photos. Right then, so this here is the first photo that I want to show you. So we've just got the basic fort here, and we've got the different barricades that I worked on at the bottom there. A few orcs spattered around the top of the thing. If you've seen my videos before, all these different sections all come apart. So the walls are actually made out of, there's the main wall, then there's this gangplank section on top, and then there's this support that goes along the side there. That's for almost every single one. There are some differences, and that is with the gate as well, but we'll take a look at that when we get to it. Of course, I've added the, or rather I've painted the wind turbine recently. I did a video on that quite recently, and I've also added that the crane, or rather painted the crane, because of course both of these things have been done for quite some time, just hadn't got round to painting them. Right then, what we got next? Okay, we've got just a picture. This gives you a better idea of how it goes together. So you can quite clearly see here that I've got a platform, and then this sort of shape here is the support that holds up this side here. The back end of it is obviously held up by the wall, which sits at the back like that. This one here is actually a little bit more complicated because you've got the main platform like that, and then you've got this structure that sits sort of on top like that, and the supports are about there, basically. But yeah, it just gives you a better look at the gate as well and how that looks down there. Let's have a look at the next picture, what we got here. So this is the crane itself. Of course, there's a big old magnet under the bottom there, which allows it to swivel. This is held on by little tabs in each corner. Basically, you can pop it off the top of these like 4 posts that are there, and there. Yeah, also this part of the crane here comes off as well. The idea was that I was going to add different things onto here, like maybe have something that went down to a big old platform like that. That's all sorts of crap I was thinking of, but never got round to it. There's a possibility, because it's basically just a small hook in this part here that the chain sits on. And so it's expandable if I need to. I also need to work on some stairs, because at the moment, as you can see, there's a big old hole there, but no stairs. Or rather, no ladder. The ladder would go down behind the big old skull face thing, which is there. I'm going a bit draw crazy on this one, guys. I'm quite enjoying it. Anyway, so here we are back looking at the gatehouse. Now this is actually this all comes apart again. You've got the main section here. You've got there's a couple of supports that look something like this at the edges, and then there's a bar that runs across the top of the actual gate itself. So the gate actually swings like that, backwards and forwards, or rather not forwards because it will get stopped by these bits here, but it can open. I haven't yet made a way of making it stay open. Maybe have some sort of winch system on here with a hook. I don't know, something there which would hold the door as it came back like that. I don't know. It's big enough for both of my trucks to go through, which of course is always good. if the models that are designed to go through it actually go through it, it's always a step in the right direction. It also gives you a better look on this photo of the sort of background that you can see. The underside, or the under bits, the backs of the walls. That's the words I was looking for. You can see the backs of the walls, and not as detailed as the front of the walls. I haven't put all that many sort of rivets and bolts and things on them, and there's none of the supports that you can see on the front of the walls. The idea being that they just basically panelled all these bits of metal from behind. You can see that there's some holes through, which was done by design. The whole point was that it was supposed to be very ramshackle to the point where you can see through the walls. The inspiration for the fort, bit of trivia, if you haven't seen my old videos, was if you've seen the old film Waterworld, then you'll have seen a very similar thing to this. Here you can see a better picture of more holes through the walls and again through the floors, and there's some in the back there as well. A little bit of step up here to get onto the bit which is the gatehouse, as it were. You get a better view here of the wind turbine, bits that I haven't painted, like the wires that go like that. They aren't painted, so there's still a little bit of work to be done on that. But yeah, it's a nice side view. Of course, all of these panels as well, if you haven't seen the original ones, are actually hinged here, so you can actually change the angle of the walls as well. And again, replace walls. So if you wanted to have it so that this section wasn't there, and maybe that section wasn't there, and have a much smaller fort, or even a square fort, although these top sections here only compress to a certain point, because they do. I don't know if you can see that here, but this one overlaps, and this one goes underneath that part there. So it is designed so that, for example, this bit goes over and that bit goes under. And that allows for the angles of the walls to change and expand as I need them to. Right, what we got next? Oh yeah, it's just a closer view of the wind turbine that would never work in real life, but it's an Ork thing, so yeah, love it. This is basically just sitting on top. There's basically like a clamping action going on here, and then these bits are just sat on top of the walls. So the whole thing is like that. And again, this collapses like the rest of it. This section here, this A-frame and that A-frame, come off this central bit, and then the rotors themselves pop off as well. So it comes into 1, 2, 3, 4 different pieces. That one to store in a flat nature. And that is the last picture. So that is the Ork Fort as I've got it now. Again, I'm thinking of adding things to it. I think there needs to be some ramps or some kind of internal rooms, because at the moment it is just let me see if I can get a picture to show the inside. So you can see that it's literally just open space in here. There's no workshops, there's no terrain, there's no gubbins, there's nothing. It's just open. So I need to work on that. And that is the Ork Fort. Yeah, there's a bit been added to it. If you want to see more, this will be in a playlist. So take a look at the beginning of the playlist. You get to see this when it was just a basic one section of wall, then being built up into the different sections and painted up and all the rest of it until it became what it is, as you can see there. Yeah, so it's a work in progress. It's done to a level where I'm happy now to put it on the table, play with it, show it on camera and whatnot. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the way it looks now, to be honest. But it's not finished by any means. There's still a lot to be done to make it just pop and look like it's a real living Ork fort. So there is that. Right then, I think this has been a fairly long video. Apologies for that. I got a bit carried away with the old drawing on the screen. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Stay well, guys.